In Flagler County, a recent day-long workshop was held with county officials, engineers, consultants, and community members to discuss the ongoing challenges and plans for beach management amid increasing Ida, coastal erosion, and storm impacts. The workshop provided a thorough review of past efforts and current projects and explored various options for funding long-term beach nourishment and dune restoration. Coastal Engineering Administrator Ansley Renke began by outlining the county's history with beach erosion, noting that before Hurricane Matthew in 2016, Flagler County only experienced NETB, gradual erosion. However, storms like Matthew, Irma, Dorian, Ian, and Nicole escalated damage, necessitating extensive restorative efforts. She explained significant projects including dune restoration funded through FEMA and local sources, and the highly successful large-scale beach nourishment project completed last year by the Army Corps of Engineers, which funded 65% of the project cost. We've seen the difference between small temporary dune projects and comprehensive nourishment efforts, Renke remarked, emphasizing the move toward sustainable, large-scale interventions. Coastal engineering consultant Chris Creed from Olson Associates provided detailed technical insight, stressing that beach and dune restoration and maintenance through sand placement is the most feasible approach for Flagler County. Creed explained the science behind sediment deficits, the amount of sand lost due to erosion, and the planning required to restore and maintain pre-storm beach conditions. Using an equivalent annual cost analysis, he stressed the importance of long-term budgeting for initial restoration and periodic maintenance, suggesting a 6-year replenishment interval as a working planning assumption. We pick 6 years not because it's perfect, but because it's a reasonable starting point to set expectations and budgets, Creed explained. The discussion then moved to funding, revealing significant financial needs to sustain the beach management program. County officials acknowledged that federal and state grants cover substantial portions of initial construction, but require a considerable local match. Presentations by County Financial Officer Heidi Petito detailed that initial construction is estimated at $120 million, with nearly 77% expected from grants, leaving a local shortfall of $5 million. Additionally, ongoing nourishment over each 6-year cycle demands an annual equivalent local funding of approximately $12 million, creating a persistent fiscal challenge. Several funding sources were reviewed, including tourist development taxes, TDT, local option sales taxes, ad valorem property taxes, and municipal service taxing units (MSTUU). The Tourist Development Director, Amy Lukasic, shared data showing that, of nearly 950,000 visitors annually, roughly 38% are tourists primarily, concentrated near resorts, while 62% are residents. Lukasic emphasized the relationship between marketing expenses and tourism revenue, showing the importance of effective promotion in sustaining visitor numbers and corresponding tax income. Flagler County commissioners expressed their reflections and concerns. Commissioner Hansen acknowledged the complexity and the necessity for a viable, long-term financing mechanism, warning against relying solely on cutting budgets or shifting funds from other vital county services. Commissioner Carty suggested exploring multiple funding streams, including bonding the TDT, increasing the millage rate, or adjusting MSTU assessments. Commissioner Pennington advocated for collaboration with municipalities along the Barrier Island, urging interlocal agreements to extend funding mechanisms countywide, especially for maintenance responsibilities. Public comments reflected diverse perspectives. Suzanne Johnston, a longtime resident and former tax collector, highlighted challenges of fairness in funding distribution, particularly with property-based taxes versus consumption-based taxes like sales tax. She stated, "The sales tax is the fairest way because tourists pay their share, and residents have some control over their tax burden." Other speakers stressed the economic importance of maintaining the beaches, with visitor spending generating nearly $800 million annually and supporting almost 10,000 jobs in Bach. The county! Several attendees raised concerns over the sustainability of relying on a single tax source. Ron Long voiced skepticism about the half-cent sales tax, fearing it would become a permanent burden and expressing worries about the equitable allocation of funds. Others, like Greg Davis and Dennis Clark, urged decisive action and leadership, promoting a combination of funding tools, including MSTU implementation and possible half-cent sales tax adoption. Workshop participants also grappled with technical challenges and environmental concerns, particularly in Reach 3, the northernmost section of the coastline. Senior coastal engineer Casey Connor from Moffett Nickel discussed the complexities of permitting projects in areas with natural rot formations or hard bottom habitats, which may require mitigation measures or avoidance, potentially increasing costs and complicating schedules. He noted, environmental permitting is expected to take approximately 18 months, depending on the extent of impacts to hard bottom habitats, which are a key consideration in planning. Commissioners and engineers agreed that monitoring, adaptive management, and public engagement would play crucial roles as the projects move forward. The workshop concluded without a final decision on funding strategies, but staff pledged to develop detailed fiscal scenario spreadsheets, allowing commissioners to evaluate different funding mixes more concretely. County Administrator Petito emphasized the need for a defensible and viable long-term funding plan to secure essential federal and state match funds. Commissioner Richardson summarized the sentiment. We have to come together and take care of our most important asset, our beaches. It's not just a one-time fix, it's an ongoing commitment. The board plans to revisit funding models in upcoming meetings as they strive to safeguard the county's coastline for future generations.